gotta go through me, oh bleed. Baby blue moon, no steps behind me. Shadows of the night, baby blue moon. Now I wait in heaven, blue moon. You saw me standing alone. I heard someone say, please adore me. I'm way out loud of my own. Baby blue moon. I'm way out love of my own. The only one on my arms would love me is my baby blue moon. 6 packs of crazy nights, blunts and sweat, baby blue moon, baby blue moon. Meet me in the shadows with your blue light, baby blue moon. Don't let me go home misunderstanding a smile, leaving me in a shadow style, lost soul in the moonshine. Down on my knees, I want to cry, baby blue. But did I let you know I have the items of interest, funds and propaganda on my doorstep? Give me next time you want to know the items of interest and the points of propaganda. Baby blue moon, oh, baby blue. And oh my God, there they go.
Who did that?
It's ghosts. There it goes.
Who did
There
that?
must be ghosts in this
Who
fucking
did
house.
that?
Now I can't say. Oh!
Who?
Oh! Oh! No, I'm just kidding. I'm not that blind.
Who took your shades?
Who took my
Who took them? Who did it?
It was like
Someone
it was
slapped
like
it off your face.
it was like don't drink the Kool-Aid. What was it? I was so poor.
Wait a minute, no. I remember.
What was
I
the joke?
remember what the
Laughed
joke
about?
was. The joke, no, it was.
It was like when you're so poor, so you can't afford the red Kool-Aid. You get the Jim Jones Lane.
It was Jim Jones.
We were laughing so much.
Jim Jones Kool-Aid when you can't afford the rent.
When you can't afford it. Is that supposed to be in the new magazine? We blow up a whole sketch.
Yeah,
I know it's a
it's
joke, but I
supposed to be.
can't stop laughing.
It's gonna
We
be in
laughed
the
so
next
hard about
magazine.
that. We were laughing so hard
Hell
because
yeah.
I was just walking around half fucked up, hungover, and it just came out of nowhere. It was said, and we just laughed.
I love it.
We've been making beats all morning. Like I woke
Yeah,
up
we
at
did.
5 a.m. and was working on. Like we've been crazy,
Yeah.
crazy mad beats.
I've been
We
recording.
got some, but we're working on something with that.
We got.
Anyway, Mark Zuckerberg. Oh, by the way, before we get to that stupid son of a bitch, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm actually doing pretty good. I guess.
I'm Brian
I
Fellows.
would really hope so.
I'm Brian Fellows.
Do you know?
Get away from me, Slow.
Do you know how much he would hate to buy us?
Who?
Brian
Brian
Fellows would hate
You know what?
Tobias. He'd hate
I'm starting to
him.
have some problems.
Yeah, like his
He's
serious
taking my sunglasses.
cocaine
And I woke up
addiction.
last night
So bad.
and I caught him fucking
Okay.
like the couch.
Wow. Okay.
And you know what? This will not stand, man.
This is excessive. Why is he doing this?
Well,
God.
there's an age in a young man where things might. I might have. I don't know how to talk to a cat. It's time in a young man's age where you just want to stick your dick in everything.
Right.
But I don't know nothing about cats, you know.
Right.
Don't act like you don't know. Anyway, that's why I like the sloth. He don't go nowhere. He just stays high on heroin and just hangs out with Sid Vicious.
He works at Lowe's.
Yeah, and he works at Lowe's and he hangs out with Sid Vicious and they do heroin and they stack boxes for Lowe's. And that, to me, gets the Subway sandwiches.
Definitely. Right. Okay.
But Mark
like
Zuckerberg, by the way, you're doing great, right? You're doing great?
Yes, I am. What am I supposed to do?
Mark Zuckerberg's metaverse could fracture the world as we know it. So could finding your dad's dildo. True story.
Where's the confetti? Where's the confetti?
I'm glad you changed the subject because that was a true story. I was about to get
Can
into
you say it again? Can you?
Mark Zuckerberg. Now, what you gotta understand is this weird fucker
Right.
says he's gonna create a metaverse. Do you know what a metaverse is?
Yeah, I have a pretty good idea of what that is.
It's sort of, you remember 1984 and all
Certainly.
that, how you're gonna just sit at home and be plugged into
Oh yeah,
the computer,
no doubt.
and the world is gonna fuck itself.
Right.
That's great. I don't give a fuck because I'll still be running the streets, bitch. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying, what's more terrifying to me than that reality that's actually gonna come true under this fucking idiot is the day I stuck my hand under my dad's pillow and me and my brother was playing and there was a huge fucking cock. And
Scary.
that was the first time. I mean,
Wow.
and he came out of the bathroom at the same time this happened.
Right.
And like he had this anger where we ran and I always went for the woods,
Right.
laughing
Right.
because he could never catch me because I was always fast. But it still doesn't leave behind the question: why did my dad have a huge dick under his pillow? That scares me more than the multiverse. I'm still. It never left my mind because I was so scared. But then later, I always look back and go, that wasn't mom's side of it.
No. No, not at all. No, it was not.
And it was impressive.
Really scary. Yeah.
And he was very upset that I found
Yeah.
this treasure because I didn't know what it was and I was actually trying to use it as a sword.
Right.
But me and my brother both was like, wait a minute, that's not a sword. And I pulled it out and I stood there like Luke Skywalker.
Right.
And we both went, it is like the balls. It would be like the balls. But it was a big cock and it had studs. But it was under his pillow. And it had a little case that went with it. I remember because I went and investigated later because I used to go in their room and look through their shit.
Okay.
Because I didn't trust my parents and I wanted to know more about them. I wanted to be a spy growing up. This is how deep. So I used to investigate these motherfuckers. I used to put recorders under them. True stories, true shit. Guess what? Most boring people I've ever met.
Right. Wow.
But that dildo, it had a leather case. And it was all his. Fascinating.
So then you.
But that scares me more than the metaverse.
Right. So then you.
I don't give a fuck. Plug yourself into a computer and just sit there and go,
Yeah.
all day long.
Okay.
But
Well,
what about that dildo?
I don't really want. I'm not at liberty to really talk about that because I don't know. I don't know him.
I always think about it.
Right.
You know, when you want to talk about scary shit, I always think, you know what was really scary?
Yeah.
My childhood.
Right.
When I think back, because as an adult, you go back and you think about shit you said and didn't understand at the time, and then you're like, wait a minute, now I know what that means.
Right.
And you're like putting puzzles together, and you're like, oh shit.
Right.
I mean, just shit you saw, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I loved, dude, it was so grimy. I saw ghosts, I saw demons, I saw aliens. It was crazy. But I mean, the thing is my whole life I've always been running wild. You know?
Right.
So I've always been in places I shouldn't have been in the first place. So you're like, you just, in my world, you just take off running
Right.
and you go home and you write about it.
Right.
That's always been my style.
That's a better way to deal with it.
No, the thing is though, when you get older, I like sitting around. That's why I daydream and I think back, because from an older perspective to when you was young, you're like, oh, I get it now.
You were almost connecting the dots before you even knew what was happening. Before you could even comprehend what was happening, you were already connecting the dots.
Well, I think that's what life is.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's, if you live in a proper life, that's your, you know. 'Cause I'm not living a perfect life, you know. I'm sitting here
No.
drinking beers and all, but like you said, I'm getting better. I'm far better than I was.
Right.
But you could tell I was a Rolling Stone, man. I was fucking always going. I like now I gotta go to sleep at like 10. I gotta get my 5. But you know, there was times when I wouldn't sleep at all. I'd be rolling like this and just go, and can't do it no more. I still try, but you know, then you gotta take days off.
Yeah, you do.
But yeah, man, it's crazy out there. Americans are overdosing on a drug they don't know they're taking. CNN politics say 1,000 people died from drug overdoses just in the last year. Good. Isn't that what you want, right? They most likely had COVID at the same
What do
time.
they mean?
Whoa, what the fuck do you expect?
What do they mean a drug they don't know they're taking?
Yeah, I was reading the article and they didn't specify, but they talk about opioids
Okay.
and the fentanyl
Right.
and the deaths from it. But how many of those did you also label as COVID victims?
I know.
CNN can suck my.
Wow.
No, I'm sorry, this is a family show.
We
But
get
no,
it. We
the
get it.
thing is, I was reading it, and it was just a stupid. And CNN is so full of shit.
Mhm.
Of course. You know what? You want to hear my fucking perspective?
Mhm.
I don't want to fucking overdose too. Looking at this world the way it is, just as long as you're not. You know what? Fuck it. I know why people want to die.
I know.
Because they're sick of looking at you.
Yeah.
You know, it's tragic because, you know, maybe they didn't have nowhere to go.
Mhm.
But I was telling you a long time ago this was all going to happen.
Right.
But it started with these people having all these kids and living in government apartments and living off food stamps.
Mhm.
And now those kids grew up, and what did I say was going to happen when they grow up?
Mhm.
Now they're in their 20s, and now the government's going to use them.
Yeah. That's right.
And they're going to make it look tragic. Guess what? From where I come from, only the strong survive, motherfucker. I'll punch you in the face and throw you in a ditch.
Right.
But they say, no, it's that sensitive attitude. Because they've been babies.
Yes.
But guess what? I still live by that principle. I will fight you.
Right.
But I'll fight you with my mind first. But you touch me. You so much as touch me, I'll fucking grab you by the throat. And I know I'm more than 100 ways to fucking handle this.
Oh yeah.
But I just want to
Oh,
lay
yeah.
a beating on you so you know.
Right.
I'm going to spank you like your father never did.
Mhm.
Because they didn't have that. It's not their problem. It's because their mother just used them as cash cows.
Yeah.
And now they roam the streets their whole life. And they think they are own the world? No, the government owns them though. The thing is, the government owns you.
That's right.
And they're taking advantage of it. And you know
That's
what?
true.
Daddy never asked for a penny.
Mm-mm.
And Daddy will take his belt off and Daddy will beat the shit out of him. They are so disrespectful.
Mhm.
But that's neither here nor there. But you gotta use this before you use this. You know?
Exactly.
Because I can only fight in self-defense.
Right.
But you want to. You just want to take that belt off and you want to fucking just like give them that one lash whipping ass that they deserve.
Mhm.
Oh, that's not right. No, trust me. Me and my dad never got along, but I deserved every one of those ass whippings. And it made me a better man.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, you're right.
Oh shit. Here comes Kendra holding up the hand for the fight.
It's okay. I mean, if you didn't want me to have it,
No,
I
no,
can
no,
just
I
give
love it.
back.
I love this.
I can give it
No,
back.
I love the beat. I love that. I love this.
It's
Atmosphere.
interesting you mentioned that because that's something I was thinking about. Now, each man is different. However, discipline is something that has to be taught early on, especially with boys. Yeah, definitely. Because if they don't have like a strong role model to teach them, right? You're not listening.
No,
to
I'm,
teach
I'm
them.
listening. I just read something that was
Oh,
funny.
okay.
No, I'm listening. I made myself laugh.
If they don't have a strong role model, like a father figure or some guardian, okay, to teach them discipline early on, it can lead to a lot of deviant behavior, definitely, later on. So, they're very, very true among males. Very true. You got, yeah, sometimes you got to beat their ass when they're stepping out of line. You got to tell them when they're doing wrong because
The thing is,
if you don't.
I was raised by old school, like
Yes.
great grand. I was raised by my great
If you don't
grandparents.
address it
You see what I'm
early,
saying? So
right.
it's more of a different.
If you don't address that earlier, like misbehavior, if you don't address that early on, it's going to lead to deviant behavior. Males, 9 times out of 10, are responsible for a lot of deviant behavior and violence. However, like I said, women can too, because anyone could be pushed beyond their limits to the point where they would act out violently or do deviant things. So,
So,
certainly,
can I ask you a question?
sure.
When you was growing up, there wasn't violence. You wasn't around violence, or
No.
So you,
Honey, not a
I
whole
thought
lot of
everybody.
violence. No.
Everybody
No.
grew up around this like.
Oh no. Like you
I
have
thought that was a
arguments.
stage in life.
You have arguments and things like that, but no, there wasn't a.
I mean,
No.
I don't get me wrong. My parents would do the best they could, and it was pretty good.
Right.
Whereas you like you was moved around like latchkey kids, you know,
Mhm.
moving around the Mill Hill, and you just run into shit. And it was ghetto in the Mill Hill. It's a strange environment.
Mhm.
My stupid ass moved to Newark, New Jersey, and ooh, that sounds fun. But here's the point. I was driving home one day and I was thinking, when I hear bullets and guns fire, I don't flinch.
Mm-mm. You're used to it.
No, they could whiz by my head, and all I know is, you just like, oh shit, I'm gonna go this way. But I just know, like, it's not. I was so used to it.
Yeah.
I literally stepped over bodies and did
Right.
not think to it. But the thing is, I think
Sure.
back to it. I just said, well, I got to keep going,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
and look the other way and keep going,
Mhm.
because it's none of my business.
No.
Well, he had a bad day, but as long as you mind your business, you ain't got nothing to worry about. You don't.
A lot of that is.
It never clicked with me. But does that mean something's wrong with me?
No, I would say on a psychological perspective, even on
What am I gonna do?
a sociological
But the only thing is,
perspective,
there's nothing I can do. I got somewhere to be.
there's nothing you can do about the
But
dead
I got
person.
somewhere to be, and it's
No.
none of my fucking business, and that's just basic principle.
However, there's something that goes off in your brain that tells you it's almost like your survival mode kicks in, and you have a stronger drive to keep moving, and almost block off what you saw, block off the death that you saw.
Oh yeah, but
Right.
it's not like I won't
That's
sit at
natural.
home and
That's
maybe
natural.
I'll write a poem about it and I'll think about it. But that's why
Or feel
I
bad
like
about it,
writing.
sure.
No,
Yeah.
that's why I like writing, because I'll write about it.
You can
definitely.
express, yeah.
But when I write about it,
Um,
it's gone. It's gone.
But something happens to a person psychologically when they're confronted with death. And if you are someone who sees death regularly,
I've seen a lot. I guarantee you I've seen more dead bodies than some soldiers
it
come
does
back
change
saying.
you.
I bet you I've
Yes.
seen more action than some soldiers.
Well,
I don't mean that, but it's just I've seen more than I should.
one of the things I wanted to add is my great grandfather worked in a mortuary. He was at that time they considered them morticians, right?
Yeah.
Now they say funeral director, right? Okay. Now the one thing that my mother said, the way she described him is,
That was the freaky one, right?
yeah, he was, but he was a rather peaceful person, I think.
He sounds fun. He
he-
sounds like a guy I would like to
um,
hang out with because he sounds like a wild
he
guy.
was very
You
loving.
told me about
No,
it
he
before.
was actually a very loving
But he was
person.
wild as shit.
And the dead really didn't scare him. You know, he saw so many dead people on any given day, and you know, he had to tend to the bodies, and it really didn't scare him because the way he explained it to my mother is, this will be us. You know,
Yeah.
we'll all be here at some point. So but that's okay. But he was actually a very kind
Oh.
man, and he gave toys to the kids.
No, those
but
guys that work on the
he was a
dead,
little wild,
those
though.
guys that work on the
Yeah.
dead bodies, they might be wild, but they always have this weird philosophy, but they know about death.
They're at peace
They're
with
very,
that.
they're very peaceful people.
They
They
are.
say this is
He
going to
was.
be you one day. But
That's
they have a
right.
way of explaining it to you that makes you feel
Yeah.
like, okay. Which I don't
That's
give
okay.
a fuck. I'll die tomorrow. Thank God.
Me too. I don't care.
And I told the
It's
preacher,
okay.
he said, wow. He's like a
Oh.
preacher scared of heights. And I
Right.
said, that's funny. And he said, wow, you must not be scared of heights because he watched me swinging from the fucking ceiling screaming like Iggy Pop and I'm fucking getting some
Right.
shit done like just fucking walking the wire. And I told him, I said, I'm not afraid of death, so why would I be afraid of heights?
Right.
But I'm telling a preacher that. That's what's wrong. I don't understand a preacher afraid of heights, but yet I'm up there. I'm just fucking. I'm not as scared of death because
No, I'm not
I
either.
can't wait for it.
I'm the same way. However, not to
But
scare
I'm not
anyone.
looking for it.
No,
I'm just saying.
same thing.
The pain's over.
I'm not looking for it either.
I'm not. I mean,
No.
I don't mean it that way. It's just. I wish I could climb higher.
Like I said, no, it doesn't scare
I
me, and
just
I'm not
I like
looking for death. No.
excitement because you
Um,
gotta enjoy your life and
Right.
all the things it has to offer.
But what's even more
and
important?
one day you're gonna turn around, and it will all be over.
But what's even more important
But you gotta
than
ask yourself, did I do everything I could?
right, right? Then you can only answer to yourself in the end. And what's even more important than enjoying life is having purpose,
Yeah,
having meaning.
and making other people's lives better.
You make meaning.
But the thing is,
You
the
do
only
that.
reason I'm rough with people is because I want to see them do better.
Right.
But
Your story. It's
but
your story.
I
You
think
find...
it's more important to make other people's
Right.
lives better.
Yeah, or try.
No,
Try
you,
to.
you should make if
Try.
you change one person's life, and I've you know this for a fact. I've taught people out of suicide.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
I've talked to people who were about to kill themselves, and now they have lovely families.
I
Because of
have
shit
too, and
that
I
I've
didn't even
said,
know it.
But
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
but I don't want to sound greedy, but the only person that talks to me is the man in the mirror.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And, you know, that's difficult. Because
Right.
I don't always like the man in the mirror.
No, but you answer to yourself.
But I only
You have
answer to myself.
Right. That's
Because
right.
I'm God,
Mm-hmm.
in my eyes.
This
Because
also-
I have to be my own temple.
This also
And
goes
I'm
back
not
to
that good to myself.
no.
But it's important to understand that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a struggle I have to do.
Mhm.
So, I'm no better than anyone else. And that's
No.
why I understand everybody else.
Me neither.
Because I understand.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't judge no one.
Mm-mm.
Because everybody's got something.
Yeah, we do. No, I mean,
The worst struggle I've been in lately in the past 2 days is caffeine. I secretly have been drinking
really
coffee,
bad.
and I'm not supposed to drink coffee because it's like cocaine to me. I admit it. I stole 1 cup of coffee from you this morning and killed it while you were walking away. And you turned around and it
Scary.
was gone, and I've been dragged up ever since, like sleeping 2 hours a day. It's bad. This is why I don't drink caffeine. But I told you I was going to do the podcast on caffeine,
Yep.
and I did it
We
anyway,
did.
even though I said I wouldn't.
We did. What I was gonna say before you make me lose my thought again, okay, is it relates to what we were just talking about, how that you only answer to yourself, or you know, for those of you who believe in God, it is between you and God. Do not let any one person tell you.
Snake oil.
Right. That you're a sinner, that you're going to hell, that you're going this or that. Do not believe in that. Because in the end, When you die,
don't
that's
have to
the
answer
true
to
test.
yourself.
That's when you're going to be tested. And it's what's in your heart that matters. That's what my mother said.
Absolutely.
Do not listen
Absolutely.
to what I mean, I'm sorry. And even if you are Christian, that's okay. But
Yeah, that's fine.
do
That
not
doesn't
believe
matter.
in these preachers. Read the Bible for yourself. Think about it for
the
yourself.
thing is the number one thing is I don't. This is why I
Because-
never go to church and I never listen to preachers.
Preachers are human.
Because if you actually sat down like I did, because all I did was read.
They're
I read the
imperfect.
Bible, but in the
Yes.
Bible it tells you you're not going to find him under a rock,
Yes.
under a log, or in a building. You're not going to find him anywhere. But where
He's
you going to
already
find
in
him?
you.
I'm inside of you.
Right.
It's
You
the
already
only place
have
you're going to find me.
light
It's
in you.
within you.
Light is already in there.
Yeah, I
It's
am
in
the
you.
light.
Right.
But, I don't get religious because if you read all those religions, they all come back to the same point.
Yes.
And it's a very simple point.
Yes.
I am the light, I am the darkness.
Right.
It's within myself. And I am the universe. I am the multiverse, motherfucker. I'll fucking fuck Mark Zuckerberg up.
And I don't claim to be holy, and I never would. I also don't even claim to be normal.
We didn't got it.
I'm abnormal. However, I'll say something. I will say one thing.
Drop the nugget.
Preachers are human. Humans are fallible. They are imperfect. So you cannot, you can't put your faith in any one person. It's between you and God, if you believe in God, or you and yourself, or whatever, or you and your higher consciousness, whatever you believe in, right? But whatever, right? But you cannot do that. That's not. It's unfair because they are sinners. Even preachers are sinners. They're humans. They make mistakes. We make mistakes. We have to, right? Because if you don't make mistakes, you don't learn, right?
You got the game or something?
I don't like to get too.
I don't
You
like
got the
this.
game? Why?
I really don't like this. You're rushing me along.
No,
I got more items.
Go on.
I mean, I
then.
got pages.
Well, then just go on. No one's stopping you.
Now I don't feel good.
I didn't mean to get preachy either. I'm just saying.
I
Believe
want
in
to
yourself.
eat stir-fried rice at McDonald's. I'm Braun Fellows.
Okay. Okay.
I was gonna have one girls.
Really hot.
I feel like I just been spanked.
That's really hot. What?
Delta 8 THC. Woo! We're getting high now. Now they have Delta 10. The edibles are quite tasty. But my problem is, please leave me something. Try and outlaw these weird drugs.
Right.
But every Friday, I like to have a little gummy bear before I go to bed. If I don't drink coffee, that is. But what is your thought on that? The whole atmosphere.
My thought is I'll preach if I want to. And I don't give a shit what you think because I'm going to die soon. And like I said, I'm a sinner. I'm not holy. However, I'm not going to lead you down the wrong path. I would not. No. I'm telling you to look out for yourself. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, folks. That's all. What else do you have?
I'd rather lose my mind and the sound than your schedule of mistreatment. That's 7 to 4 prostitution. Grabbing my head, wishing for an unwanted life of crime. It's just another institution, you know? What we are gonna do? What are we gonna do? It's about time. It's not the answer, swarmed into thoughtless dreams. It's only me, blade in hand, with respect, but protect your neck. As soul moves through this, it will move through me. Take a breath.
Very well nice.
made that up because I couldn't read. But
But I like it. It doesn't matter. Freestyle or not.
Sometimes,
nice.
but I get the words. But like I
Very
said,
nice.
you know, like I write. That's what I said. The guy got the magazine. You know, my boy Jim. The handwritten shit's a little rough, and I was like, but I like it raw. You know. I
adds
just
character.
put it because that's
It adds
original,
character,
and
I
I
like
like it. But yeah, it is rough.
Yeah.
But you get the raw version because I go back and I rewrite because what we do behind the scenes is we rewrite. We'll go back and find these pages and rewrite them and we'll mix them, you know. But
Right.
you want another? You got the game too.
I do have the
Okay,
game.
I'll hit you with
Unless we
another.
don't have any time. It's 30 minutes,
All right.
31 minutes.
I'm
now.
about to go crazy. The end of the day on my mind. Reaching up with a fist, no fucks to give, sipping a beer, loosen the fist, and then join the footsteps. A known age, the lost son, talking shit. Can I call you tomorrow with this old lullaby? Son of a bitch, fast shapeshifter, talk with the town of a newfound leader. I'm about to go crazy in the end of the days. I'm still hazy. Don't follow what I do, follow the word. Peace.
I read that earlier. You had me read that. I like it. Really hot.
You finish it. Good.
Very well written too. I read it earlier. Are you sure you want to do the game?
Yeah, let's go, man. Let's roll,
Okay.
man. Let's go, man. We'll do
All right.
everything we got. I love it.
Okay. So, this is a game. Contrary to popular belief, I don't know anything, folks. I don't know shit. I can't tell you the future, so don't even worry about that. And I'm not a preacher, but I sound really
But
good.
we know a
I
preacher.
sound really good like
We
one.
know a preacher.
But I'm not.
And
Also-
we was going to go bowling
This
with him,
is.
but we
Oh no! I said keep him away from me.
don't.
I will corrupt him. He's young and all he's looking at is tits
Nah,
right now.
man,
So
that's,
just
that's
keep
a
him
beautiful
away.
age. That's a beautiful age.
Keep
He's
him
alright,
away
man.
from
No,
me.
he's alright. He's alright.
Okay.
Nah, he's alright.
Like I said, don't
Yeah,
do
he's
that.
horny as fuck, but he's alright.
Right.
Ain't
No.
gonna do nothing like that.
Because when he hears my sense of
I'm gonna
humor,
get him all kind of pussy.
when he hears my sense of humor, it's gonna throw him for a loop.
Hey, sure
So, this is Seeking Guidance, I guess. This is the name I chose for the game. And I brought back the cards, which I don't have them on hand. They're over there. I'll have to get them. I don't want you to touch anything, mister. Could you please get back 6 feet?
Alright. 6 feet,
Yeah.
baby, 6
Yeah, you're
feet.
fine.
I heard you.
Right. So,
Well, get your shit together then. I had my shit together. I think.
you will have to pick one of these cards and let me go get them.
Where
I'll
the
just
cards at?
just talk to the folks.
Where the cards at? Let me know, papa. Let me know where the cards are. Sweet baby. With your sweet smelling hair. I'm brown fellows. And she's back. You got it? You got everything? You count them? You count them, right? I wanna tell you I love you, and you have nice knees. I wonder I fucking know it.
You have to give me the mic. Give me the mic so I can tell you. Okay. You have to pick one of these cards.
I already know.
Okay.
I ain't telling you.
You have to tell me.
Oh, 4 spades. And I didn't mean that in a racist remark.
Okay. So, okay. So,
I feel like you set
picked
me
the,
up.
no,
Yeah,
I
4
didn't.
spades.
I didn't set up any,
Yeah, what's up?
anyone.
What you got right? What you got
what
on
I
that
have
page?
here,
What you got down there?
what I have here, so folks know, okay? You can see all of these. Okay.
I'm
Wait.
gonna let you do your thing.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. They're
You do your
slipping out of my
thing.
hand.
Shut up.
Okay. So I held them out where he could not see them, and there's
I saw him.
four.
I just saw him. You
and
just turned him. I saw him.
it doesn't matter now because you picked the card. You were only supposed to pick one. You picked it. It's over. Okay. So he got the 4 of spades. So that's all. There's no setup. There's only 4 choices. So
I'm
that's it.
gypsy.
If you're gonna discriminate me, you're calling me a preacher. You're calling me a gypsy.
The only reason I can
You know?
call you a gypsy is because I'm a gypsy, and I
How
think it's
about-
funny. That's a racist slur I can use because
How about
I
this?
come from fucking gypsies. All right.
How about this?
Uh-huh.
I'll put your head through a wall. no, I wouldn't do that.
Right back at
No,
you.
okay, so you got the 4 of spades,
With
and
you
that
moaning.
is the, what moaning? Who's gonna moan? I don't moan. I hand out the moaning. Okay, so you got the 4 of spades,
Yeah.
which would be 3, and that's the meadow. So that's the meadow card. I brought back the cards again, and this concept that I have to refresh your minds, folks, it's kind of like tarot, but fuck tarot. This is my idea. This is my
better.
idea.
I like this better.
I made this up.
This is
so here we
entertaining.
are.
There's music and there's activity.
I just implement the playing
No.
cards so that it's easier, it's relatable
I like
to
it.
you. It's
I
just
like
easier to pick up.
I
so-
liked it last time. It was a good game.
Yeah, so I brought it back.
Thank
So 4 of spades is the meadow, and I will read what this says. Now. All right. Represents, and just to refresh your mind, it represents tranquility. You really have the way you time that. The way you time that. That's so fucking rude. You are so rude. And you do it on purpose because you're a smart ass. I love it. Okay.
You keep doing what
Represents
you're doing.
tranquility,
Leave
but
me alone.
largely the here and now. So that's what the meadow card represents. Tranquility in the here and now. Mr. Please sit down. Could you please sit down? This is way out of hand. I'm going to stop all this.
No.
We're at 37
Let's go. Let's
minutes.
go. No, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Okay. No, I am having fun. Okay. You're holding a fistful of flower petals while curiously wrestling through the carnage of war on your mind. The only daydream which comes back to you is of a white room that you despise. But in this daydream, you are painting the empty walls.
That sounds cool.
So what does that mean to you? What's the first thing that comes to your mind with that? You're daydreaming about.
Me? If I was in an empty room painting?
This is a vision I had of you, by the way. This is a real vision.
No, if you notice, you saw my room. Did you see my room before my mom fucked it up?
Yes, I did.
What did it look like?
Yes, I did.
It looked like another world.
Yeah, but it was so warm and inviting.
But
now.
the thing is, all I did was paint a wall. But the thing is I always have visions. And when I see them, my instant reaction is I start covering the walls with them. And it's actually
Mhm.
an anxiety that I'm trying not to cover these walls with graffiti.
Right.
Because, it's not acceptable.
Mhm.
So I hang paintings and stuff, but it's not, I'd like to cover my world. I'd create a whole world.
Yeah.
And I call it opening a
Very
vortex
fun.
of imagination, but it's like, I have a wild imagination.
I do too.
And I dream a lot.
I do too.
And that's one of the problems I said I had in school is I daydream too much.
Mhm.
Because I would stare out the window and I would never listen to the teacher. But I don't give a fuck. Because I can go home and read. Because I know how to read. Because I was actually blessed with growing up with my grandmother Marvell, who was a great teacher of literature.
Mhm.
And I knew literature, like people who made sure that they'll do my homework for me, but they taught me the lessons. I had great teachers, so I always loved literature.
Yeah.
I was
Very, very
always
good.
taught to read
Mhm.
and do math. That was 2 important things I was always taught. You gotta know how to read and you gotta know math.
Yes.
And
Yes, you do.
that's all you need to know. And you can learn the rest later.
Right.
And that's
That's right.
all you gotta do.
Um.
And that was all I had to do, and that's not too much to ask for.
Right.
Everything else comes.
Now.
But I love music. I was taught music too, man. I came. Big Granny, Tommy's mother,
Yeah.
she taught me all about music.
Yeah.
But I come from a musical family.
I do too. That's all we ever listened to. There was always music in my house.
They come from classical
Every
music.
day. All day.
But you know, I like the other shit.
Right.
You know, but I like it all.
Do you want me to move on, or do you want to hear the other options that you could have picked?
Yeah, let's do
want
it,
that?
man. Nah,
Do you
fuck
want
it.
to?
Let's move on.
You want to choose?
I don't
You wanna choose it?
card. I want that metal.
We'll go by
metal
card?
piece. I want that little chicken nugget.
What's
The
that?
J of clubs.
Okay.
What is that motherfucker gonna do to
That's
me?
the boneyard. Remember?
Boneyard. I got the boneyard twice.
That's the boneyard. Okay. Now remember. Remember, you actually picked the meadow. That's your destiny.
Yeah.
You
Now I'm
picked
in
the
the
meadow,
fucking boneyard.
okay?
Huh? Well, the meadow can be a
Okay.
boneyard. You just don't know it until you start digging.
That's right. But this is the boneyard. This is where we're depositing
That's when
bodies.
somebody owes you money and you cut the head off and take the teeth out, and then you separate the head and
And
take
to,
them in two separate directions. and
Okay,
put 'em in
yeah,
the
okay.
ground.
All right,
But
now.
you gotta take the teeth out.
So you're right.
Otherwise, you get caught.
Okay, so now we really don't need to educate people on that. You don't need to do that. So anyway, to refresh your mind, the boneyard, the Jack of Clubs, represents transcendence, but largely the past and future. Mister,
Yeah, I'm listening.
past and future. So
Pass.
you reach out for an apparition of a former lover,
Oh, that's
but somehow scoff at how she disappears. You think to yourself, that's just like her, and even kick at the dirt where a pile of cigarette butts lay. At some point, you laugh while staring at your dirty shoes. Somehow you feel strangely at home within your loss in this boneyard. What would that mean to you? You have a former lover that is like an apparition. You just saw an apparition of her.
You know, it's funny you mention that.
Mm-hmm.
I always feel lost, and that's why I always like being around there. You know, I'm only feeling safe when I'm in this house with you.
I hope so. I hope you don't feel
But
like you're in
when
danger.
I'm just out on my own doing my daily shit,
Yeah.
there's something missing.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have these memories.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I think about these things. Like everybody, like I'm the last. I work with one lady that I remember from when I was a kid, but I always ran away. And well, other than her, everybody's dead or insane.
Yeah.
And why the fuck am I still around?
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like everybody's dead.
Yeah.
Or, like I said, crazy or in prison.
Yeah.
And I'm just walking the streets.
Mm-hmm.
But it's weird, like, nothing's around.
Right.
And I don't,
Right.
like, it's hard to fit in. But, you know, that's why I say, you know, I like that, though. You know?
Yeah.
I'm the Lion King.
That's what it says
I'm
here.
the fucking Lion King.
It says somehow you feel strangely at home within your loss.
Yeah, but I'm here. But I'm still here, motherfucker. And
Okay.
it will continue to be so.
Yeah.
But I guess that makes me the king.
Right.
But yeah.
It's like what my mother said. She would tell me for years, she said, I'm probably going to be the next one to die. And you know, she didn't. Do you know her entire family is dead now? She has no surviving members of her family. It's just her. But she thought for so many years she was going to die, and
I don't
no.
have nobody.
She's like you.
I don't-
She's
I don't
alone,
have
you know?
Nobody. No
Yeah.
homeboys.
Yeah. She is a lot like you. She's alone, you know? Everybody's
And,
gone.
There's probably a couple out there, but you know, it's on hard times.
And,
And it's probably better off if we don't meet each other,
yeah.
because there's gonna be trouble.
You never know.
And no, it gets
Wanna pick
bad.
the
I mean,
next
it gets
one?
bad. Only ones that I love. Shout out Denisio.
Yeah.
My boys in New Jersey.
he's
I always
sweet.
give love to him, man. I wish I could come back. Ace of Diamonds.
Ace of Diamonds, right here. You got it. The beach. You're on the not the bitch, but the beach.
The bitch on the beach.
Right.
Throwing sand in her ass and pussy as
Oh,
I
no.
run.
Okay. Represents the oniric dreams and hidden potential within self or any areas within life. So hidden potential and dreams. You are awfully frightful of something, or perhaps you are shaking from withdrawals. It's getting dark very quickly while you sit curled up on the beach. But my, do the stars shine brightly. It's hard for you to tell what's real and what isn't.
Oh, I
That's
know
it.
all about this.
Okay, you want to explain what that might mean to you? Because it's a vision I
Staring
had.
at the stars,
Yeah.
trying to realize what real is and what isn't.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now, to be honest with you, this isn't even, I don't want to get drug related or anything, but I used to lay on my roof. Like, I used to live in the, now this goes back, can I get this out, Lead Belly? I used to live in the country. Oh, I used to live in the city.
Mm-hmm.
But I sometimes am downtown, but sometimes I live in the country. But on the roof in the country, there's no
Traveling.
lights. Out in Lazo. I mean, I grew up in the middle of nowhere.
Rambling man. Yeah,
Yeah,
he was a rambling man.
yeah.
That's what he's
But
talking about.
there's
Yeah.
no lights, but it's so dark.
Mm-hmm.
I used to just lay on my back on the roof and there'd be nothing but stars. And I used to look into the universe.
Right.
Now, what was the question?
Now it says here-
Because this is going to relate to this question.
it is kind of, it's a little vague because, and this is a vision I had of you, by the way.
This
is no joke.
I'm telling you, this
says-
is going to relate to the question.
You are awfully frightful of something, or perhaps you are shaking from withdrawals. It's getting dark very quickly while you sit curled up on the beach. But my, do the stars shine brightly. It's hard for you to tell what's real and what isn't.
I used to lay on my back and stare into the universe and lose myself.
Mhm.
And I would lay on my back and stare into the universe until the sun came up.
Yeah.
But I'd have my window open and music blaring with a chair shoved under the door so nobody can get in because they didn't like. But you know what? I'm always a music man.
Yeah.
But I'd play like classical, Miles Davis, stuff like that, jazz, ink spots.
Mhm.
It's weird shit, you know.
Aw.
Weird things that a young boy like should not be listening to. I guess I don't know.
Right.
I've been a freak my whole life, and the only answer I got to you for that
Mhm.
is kill me now
Yeah.
or fuck me later.
Okay. Okay. That's good enough, and we are gonna move on to the last one. You want to look at that?
Oh shit.
Want to look at it? You gonna show it off?
See
Okay.
that?
Yeah.
King, baby.
Okay. And that's the tavern.
King.
That's four, and that's the tavern.
Oh, put it right here.
King of Hearts. Okay.
Right there.
Okay, they see it. They see. Everybody sees it.
You better see
Now, to refresh your memory on what this means, the tavern card.
it. Oh
Mr.
my god, I'm so sorry.
It's
I'm so sorry.
okay,
That was
represents
disgusting.
worldly vices and ultimately changes in
No
your
shit.
life or in someone else's who's connected to you. So it could pertain to a change in your life or someone else's that you know. But it represents worldly vices too. So you know what vices are. right?
Oh, do I know what vices are?
I don't have to explain it to you.
Oh, you
So,
know. I got you.
Yeah. I'm looking at one right in front of me.
Oh, I got minutes.
As you find yourself seated inside the tavern with half a glass of beer, a strange woman glides into the room whom you swear is your mother, but it's not her. Now, it says she turns and smiles at you, which, which immediately compels you to think, well, that's not right. Because you're doing a no-no. Yet you... Oh, this is really okay. The timing is just a little off. It's okay, but the timing is not good. Yet you still can't get her out of your mind long after she leaves the tavern entirely. So, now this is a woman that you swear is your mother when you see her, but she's not.
What? That is some. You know what?
What is
If
it?
I thought I saw my mother. Alright. I want you to. Alright, now I'm about to ask you
What
something.
does it mean to you?
Now you asking me a question. Now in your mind, look at me and sincerely tell me, if I came around the corner
Right?
and I saw my mother, but she hadn't seen me first,
Right.
what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
You're good. I don't want to answer.
No,
this.
no,
I know
no,
what
no.
you're
It
gonna. I know,
happens.
but I don't really.
It happens, and she doesn't know it. But what am I gonna do?
You run. You run.
You know,
You
you know, my biggest regret, and this is why that bothers me.
Mhm.
My grandfather Tommy, who's my biggest hero, you know, he raised me. He came into Fred's, asked for me,
Right.
and a black lady said he was looking for me. And I said, I don't got nothing to say to him because I was working.
Right.
I didn't talk to him. Then he died.
Yeah.
But he had something to tell me, and I didn't take the time.
Right.
I said, fuck him. And, you know, me being an asshole,
Mhm.
I can never get that back.
Right. Yeah.
So I never forget that, but but that doesn't mean I
Right.
feel bad about it. It taught me a lesson.
Right.
Don't you ever fucking forget where you came from,
That's
and you
right.
better have respect and time for
Yes.
anybody, because
That's
it might be the last time you ever see them.
That's true. Right. And that's always
But
why. Yeah.
if my mother
Yeah.
was standing down aisle 17 and I came around the corner and I saw the back of it and I recognized her,
Right.
I would turn around and run like a
Right.
motherfucker.
Yeah, but you
And I don't care. I know you watching. I know you watching.
Yeah.
But I'm just telling the truth, because the only thing, it's like I never have enough time.
Yeah.
And I know what it's going to turn into.
Right.
But if I see you and you don't see me, I guarantee you I'll run. I'm so bad. I run all the time.
You make time. You make time.
I don't know. I'm just telling
You may
It's
be
true.
busy in the moment. However, you can make time, even if it's just for a few
But I'm
minutes.
on a hustle.
Okay?
I'm always on a fucking
I
hustle.
know that.
It's-
Well, we all are.
But, you know, yeah, we'll make time.
But
Like,
this is curious.
if she can hang out, and she enjoyed the podcast. Hey, Mom, if you see this, you can come over and you can join us. And you'll be our first guest.
Well,
What about that shit?
it says she's not having none of this, okay? That poor lady is not having none of this.
I'm sorry.
It's curious to me because it says you swear it's your mother, but it's not her. That's a vision I had of you. You're sitting in a tavern, you're drinking a beer, a woman glides into the room that you swear is your mother, and it's not her. But she turns and smiles at you. And when she leaves, you can't get her out of your mind because you're wondering, what would that mean to you then? Because if that's not your mother.
I've had an experience before.
Mm-hmm.
Because I used to go to bars, you know. But you have this woman, for some reason, there's a moment and it's enchanting, and you never get her back.
Yeah.
And you never
Isn't
see
that
her
weird?
again. But you think about it, but you never see her again.
Yeah.
So if you even wanted to talk to her, you never see her again.
You never know. Yeah. I've had many
But
moments
the
like
thing
that.
is, isn't that weird?
Yeah, it is. It's
Because
kind
I
of
know
strange.
that, man. I know that feeling.
Mhm.
But you always think about it because you wonder where they go.
Yeah. I've had plenty experiences
In
like that.
Abbeville, there was this lady from Boston, that were just passing through.
Mhm.
And I was sitting there, and I was a rascal, dude. I was fucking crazy. And she just sat beside me, and I said, I don't know what kind of beer I want. She said, you got to get a Boston Lager, you know, like Samuel Adams. You know, she was just fucking straight up,
Yeah.
like thuggish. The women are tough.
Mhm.
She's a business type. So I said, okay, I drank it. She paid for it. And, you know, she left, but I never said nothing to her, but I was like, man. But I never saw her again.
Okay, now you moving on here. I don't want to waste much time here. Now you're gonna find, you're gonna pick an animal for guidance that you're gonna turn to
Alright.
for guidance. But before you pick the animal, you have to pick which realm you're going to be in. You're either going to be in the upper or the lower realm. So you need to pick one. What did you say? What
A
did you say?
queen of clubs.
What were you mumbling?
Queen of clubs.
Okay. Queen of clubs. All right. Sorry. Sorry to torture you
No, you're fine.
with this, but I did write for this podcast, so we're going through it. Okay.
We absolutely are.
Now you pick the lower realm. And to refresh your memory, it says the lower realm is very reminiscent to our upper realm, the here and now. But it is where our subconscious mind festers, so that the upper realm appears as a playground for our innermost desires and fears. So the lower realm is a rather twisted reflection of the realm we live in right now, okay? It says, someone you work with is being tested. In your mind, you see much blood and sacrifice surrounding said person. You're dealing with little more than a lamb in your midst. You have the strong inclination to nurture as opposed to corrupt. What does that mean to you? Unless you don't want to answer. You don't have to.
Is that the reason why I can't send any more magazines to Sylvania? Because I'm corrupted?
You have this, it says you have the strong inclination to nurture.
Yeah.
Nurture
Well,
as opposed to corrupt. Yeah.
would you think my ideas are corrupting or funny?
Ideas can swing one way or the other, and it reminds me of what author Kurt Vonnegut once said, that you can take anyone's work, say Darwin's work, right? He had an idea, but some twisted individual could take his idea and turn it into something it is not. It was not intended for. Does that make sense? So someone could take any idea you and I have and twist it into something that suits them. Okay? So they essentially make it their own, but it no longer has the integrity that you endowed it with. Does that make sense? So you could have, say you produce a book to inspire people, right? But someone takes your ideas and uses it for corruption. Does that make sense? Okay.
You got more?
Yes, I do, and then I'll be done.
You could.
Yeah. So anyway, if that made any sense, if you were
Yeah, it
even
did.
listening, I don't know.
No, I was.
Okay. So that's that, and if you want to know what the other one was, the upper realm, you want to know what that says or no? Even though you didn't pick it. So the upper realm is where we are now. This is where we do the most important work before we pass on into the next stage of existence. Curiously enough, you are standing in your own backyard when a crow flies down on an electrical pole to watch you. As you look up at the bird, this gets funny, as you look up at the bird, you begin to see yourself through that crow's eyes, and then an inexplicable cloud of orange dust surrounds you in the shape of a heart. You feel your own love hold your left hand, but she's not there. If your life couldn't get any weirder, but that's good enough for you. What the hell just happened? You don't know, but you felt her. And that was a vision I had of you. This is all no joke. This is the unadulterated visions I have of you.
Sex.
There you go. And we'll move on. You're gonna pick an animal. Last one. You're gonna pick an animal, and you already picked your animal, and you didn't even know.
I didn't.
No, Mister. If you recall, you picked the 4 of spades, and that's the meadow. You picked the 4 of
Yeah, well, I
spades.
got
So
4 of spades.
we will
right
go.
here. I got them all lined up. I got my eye on you.
Yes.
That's why I'm saying I'm keeping track with the cards and all the stories and the tellings and
You
stuff.
picked the meadow card,
Yeah,
the 4 of
no,
spades.
that's 4 of spades. I got it right
So
here.
your animal is a young horse. You got a horse. The Spitfire. This colt is lively, stubborn, and eats too much. He may not seem like one to set the best example for you, but you're gonna need his spirit and drive to move forward and push through impediments. So there you go. Now, do you want to hear about the other animals or no? Or we can just move on.
It's still whatever. It's your
So,
show
and
now,
if
baby.
you,
It's your world. I'm just living in it.
if you, that's literally what you're doing. It is. That's no
Let's
joke.
do it.
One, and that would be if you picked the beach card, you picked a big mouse.
That's
The
fair.
spy. The mouse has just the acute senses you need to feel out any
He's a
situation.
rat, man. He's a
And-
fucking rat. He's just fucking.
And
He's after that cheese.
And just like the mouse, you will benefit greatly from observation. No obstacle is too large for you to overcome if you can find the right vantage point.
He sounds like he
That's
has
him.
flat feet.
And then if you picked 2, you picked a 15-year-old poodle.
Oh!
And that was the boneyard.
I like
The
that.
boneyard card, which is funny. The best.
I always
shit
end up
gets
with
so
the
funny.
boneyard, man.
But do you know? I looked at. I saw him in my head. I saw this poodle like just panting, and he's just
Yeah.
hanging out in the summer, and he wouldn't get out of my mind. And that's him, 15-year-old poodle, the best friend. He's old and he's mighty silly, both in appearance and behavior. But this oddball is exactly who you need by your side, as he's always a quick and accurate judge of character. Don't judge this small fuzzy book by its cover. He's got you, no doubt. And he's got the stink breath to keep the wicked guests at bay. So there you go. He would have saved you if you picked him. And the last one is for the Blue Jay, and that's the taproot card. The Instigator. She's sassy and some might consider a little mean. Yet like her, you will take what you need if you have to, and no one's gonna stand in your way. You might have to ruffle a few feathers, but when push comes to shove, you will persevere. You little thief. So that's, if you pick that, and we're done. We're done with the game.
But
Well,
Thank you.
how's this gonna end? Where are we at?
We're at an hour and 3 minutes. It's over an hour and 3 minutes.
The multitude of thought-driven chaos is enough to bring anyone to the name, but not some bold and hardy accepting life and death, as some should. Never mind the bollocks. Just enjoy what you have. Fuck the world, old mother. It was cruel, but what if fun we had? As they say, go sit somewhere. I'm gonna, I guess, play a piano piece.
Okay. Very nice.
broken this chair. One day this thing's gonna break, and
Yeah.
I want this to be
It's really
recorded
bad.
because when I got a broke neck and I can't go to work, it's because this chair's a piece of shit.
Right.
So I just want that to be recognized. I don't know. It's amazing.
David Graham. Can I add one thing before we go?
Yeah.
You and I have perfect timing. I noticed that in all of these videos, we have perfect timing. I don't know how I knew you were gonna end that piano piece. I knew it. It's like I can intuit it. I feel that. That's crazy. That is
That's a
so
badass
crazy.
piano.
That's 10 years of being together for
I'm
so
telling you.
long.
I felt that if that I might be fucked up bitches,
Right.
but tell me that ain't some shit.
The only other person
Tell me I didn't just lay
who
that
can do
fucking
that,
shit
I
down.
think, is Marco.
Is
You
it
and
still
Marco,
going?
yeah, because we've known each other forever.
I didn't get to say bye, bitches.
That's crazy.
Is it still going?
Yeah.
Good night, bitches.
Bye, bitches.
You know who old father fucking Bo Diddley is? Me. I own these streets.
Bye, bitches.
Bye, bitches.
Bye.